back to another episode of Untamed Outdoorsman. We're back on the Ascend 133X build today. You guys seem to absolutely love that build series. A lot of you really expressed how much you enjoyed it. So we're going to keep going with that. And today we're going to be installing these YakPower LED lights. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to do 4 in the hull, 4 blue ones in the hull. And we're actually going to be doing a red and a green one because in my state it has to be registered. And with the motor now, I have to have a red and green marker light. So we're going to be installing that today. We already installed the first 2 just to kind of get a hang of it and to get used to it. But it's a super easy install. Like anyone could do this. You see a 16mm socket and they already provide the drill bit to drill it. So this is one of the easiest installs we've done on this kayak yet. And I think it's going to be really cool for being out later in the evening or even night fishing if we wanted to do that. So we're going to hop to the back of it now and we're going to get started. All right, so we already drilled the actual holes into the hull. This is the drill bit that they provide, so you don't have to buy it or anything. They actually give it to you for free when you buy it, and you just hook it up to your drill. It's super easy. Probably the hardest part of this was lining up the holes and making sure everything was flush and it fit evenly. But then once you get the hole in, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your 3.5, so there's actually a 3.5mm headphone jack that comes with it, and this is your power actually. So you're gonna feed it through the hole, and it's actually gonna come with a nut. You don't need that nut. That's just to probably keep everything in place, all the wiring in place. And then we're actually gonna reach into our hull, and then we're gonna grab it. All right, guys, so we got one of the backlights installed here. We're gonna show you how to install this one over here, but this was a 16mm socket. And then what we're gonna do, this comes with the kit. It's your YakPower adapter and your 2 3.5mm headphone jacks. One thing I would strongly recommend buying is this splitter here. So this was like, I think 10 bucks. It's a splitter. If you ever wanna run more than 2 wires, this would allow you to run 4, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna plug in that 3.5mm adapter right into here, and then we're gonna have power throughout this whole thing for the lighting. All right, guys, so we got the cord. We fed it through the whole kayak here, and we have it lined up ready to be plugged in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our 16mm here. We're just gonna tighten that down. I wanna get it started a little bit so it can actually attach to the threads. And you're gonna do this until it's semi-tight. You don't wanna over-tighten it or anything like that. Just want to get it to where it's nice and snug. And if it's a little crooked while you're actually threading it into the boat, that's okay. It's just going to even itself out as you're putting it in. All right, so that's in there. That's nice and even. That's nice and flush with the kayak. So now it's super tight. It's not going to go anywhere. And we're going to head over here. We're going to find our splitter. This was the $10 splitter. We're going to find our cord here. There it is. Make all these wires straightened out here. It's a little bit of a wiring mess, but it works. Just gonna put this in. It's a little tough because they want it waterproofed, so it takes a little bit of force to put in. All right, and then we have it on accessory mid, 1 2, and then 3 4. So it is all set. It's bright out, so it's hard to see it, but it's nice and bright. I mean, it's perfect. Like I said, this was a super easy install. Really nothing to it. It was literally just a 16mm and then that drill bit that they give you. The hard part's feeding the wires through. Really not hard. And then, so now we're gonna go on to the red and green marker lights. It's the same exact install as these. It's just a red and green. So that's super easy. YakPower sells LED strips, but they've been out of stock for a while, so we just didn't want to wait. So we're just gonna do the red and green dots. And honestly, based on how these are, I like these a little bit more. So yeah, we're gonna hop right into the install right now. All right, guys, this is how the lights look at night when they're gonna be used. It's super bright in that back compartment, but now that we're looking at it, we may want to install 2 more front ones where it gets dark in the hull. But yeah, we think blue is the right color. It's very easy on the eyes, and it's just a very useful color on the water as well. But yeah, we're gonna get to the install of the red and green marker lights up front, and then we're gonna do some refinements of our build to really get this thing fine-tuned to where we need it.
All right, guys, so we're gonna do the front 2 lights install. In our state, like Connor said, we have a motorized vehicle. You have to run red and the green navigation lights in the front. And I think you might have to run 1 white light out back. I'm not really positive about that. But we're gonna install these. So it's just like the rest of the boat where we did the blue lights, same concept. So we're just gonna drill 1 hole on each side, put the nav lights in, and then we'll show you when they're on. So we'll get back to you in a second here. All right, so red goes on the vessel's left and green goes on the vessel's right. So we're just gonna install this light now. We're gonna feed this cord through, and we're gonna tighten it up with the 16mm socket like we did the rest of them. Okay, that one's done. Just untangle the wire. All right, time to do the green side now.
Guys, so we got our 3.5mm splitter hooked up for the power. We actually ended up changing this plate back here because I wasn't a fan of that plate, and I heard a lot of issues online saying leaks were going to come through that. So we ended up changing the plates here to a detachable one. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to put our splitter back in here, then we're going to run the wires through. All right, guys, this is how the lights look in the dark. It's super bright in here. Everyone's going to notice this on the water. And it's a very low profile design as well. So it's going to be super bright for you. It's going to do everything that it needs to do. And I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. We're going to get into the rest of the install for the video now.
All right, so for another like kind of super simple install for this kayak, we decided to do this SA80 USB waterproof charging dongle. So basically what this is, it just goes in a YakPower port with the standard YakPower plug-in. And on this side, it's got our USB, so you can charge like your phone or your GoPro or anything on the water. But we thought that would be a smart install to do just because when we make fishing videos, if a GoPro battery dies, we have an easy way to plug it in. So you just take it like this, just install it like the rest of your YakPower plug-in stuff. Super simple plug and play, and it's done. So when it turns on with the YakPower system, we'll have it wired up to probably button 2. This light will come on just letting you know that it's got power to the USB port. And that's it.
What's up, guys? Just figured I would talk to you quickly about one of the smaller upgrades we did because I don't believe this upgrade is worth a whole video in and of itself. But we're going to talk about how we safely and conveniently placed our paddle. So one of the more important things on the water is when you're running a trolling motor, it's always important to have a backup form of transportation. So whether that be through a paddle or through a backup battery or something like that, you always want to have something just in case, God forbid, the trolling motor malfunctions or a battery dies or something along those lines. So what we did is we're going to keep the paddle in the boat, but we wanted to make it so it doesn't get in the way and we don't have to worry about it. So our solution was these RotoGrips. And these RotoGrips are by YakAttack. They're about 15 bucks a piece, so I bought 2 of them. It was about 30 bucks. And you can just tell by holding these and look and feeling them that they're pretty high quality. So what they allow me to do is conveniently place my paddle, which is a 250 centimeter paddle, so it's a long paddle, to keep it completely out of the way. So it's right next to me just in case I need it, but it keeps it completely out of the way to where it doesn't get in the way at all of me casting or me just standing up. I can totally forget about this thing all day on the water, but God forbid I need it, I'll have it right here. So that's just one of the smaller upgrades we did going into this season. All right, guys, so next up on today's install video, we're gonna be doing the YakAttack eyelets for like tying things down to your boat. So we're actually, one of the things that I wanted to do before we got on the water this year was we wanted a way to secure my milk crate to the kayak just in case like waves bumping around, something like that. I don't want this thing swinging back and forth in this compartment back here. So this is super easy to install. It's about 15 bucks and I bought 2 of them. So you just screw it right on. Takes a minute. Screw it right on, screw this on. Okay, Then you just feed it on. And then tighten it up. You are good. Then we can adjust that later. But so far, that's what we got. All right, we're gonna do this for all 4 now.
All right, guys, so this is all done. We got the rope tied off nicely. It's nice tension on it. And then I just burnt these ends together. That way it doesn't untie on him while he's on the water. But now we're gonna get into the YakAttack hull wiring kit. So we're gonna do like a little revamp on the through hull plugs in this kayak. We figured out that the through hull plugs that we install were just not what we wanted. So we're gonna do the YakAttack through hull plugs instead. So we're gonna replace this one, and then we're gonna be adding another one up front because I think we're gonna be moving the transducer to the bottom of the boat just for less hassle. But yeah, when we get to that, we'll show you how to do it. All right, guys, so for these YakAttack through hulls, you get a bunch of pieces that you're gonna actually cut to run the wire through. They're just rubber, just like a grommet of some sort. So it comes with sizes. You got an A, B, C, and then you got just a bunch of singular that are bigger, and then you got 2 that you can actually drill yourself, which is pretty cool. So in each kit, you get 2 through hulls. So you get 2 face plates, the 4 screws that come with it, and then all these grommets for the 2 times you run it through. All right, so for ours, the wires in the back, we decided that they're actually gonna be grommet size A. So don't cut a slit directly down to the hole to slide your wires in, because if you do, when you put them together, the slits are gonna open up. So they recommend that you actually cut them at a 45-degree angle like this, and then you slide your wires through. Now when I do it, I cut it at a 45-degree angle on either end. So I cut one this way and I cut one this way, but I don't cut them so they line up. So when I put it in there, one slit's up here, one slit's down there, and it just makes it more sealed when you put it together. At least I feel anyway. So we're gonna put the other one on now, and then we're gonna slide it in the back of this, and we'll get to you when we're just tightening it down. It's just 2 screws, Phillips, easy. All right, guys, so we have it all screwed up, and see, we siliconed it around the back with the white silicone we have, and simple as that, just 2 screws. Really, really easy install. But yeah, if you liked all the stuff we did in this video, please like, comment, subscribe. You could also hit our email too if you have any suggestions, or if you're looking for some other videos from us. We answer that in all the comments. But yeah, we only got a couple more things to do this kayak, just a couple more through hull plugs, maybe move the transducer like we said, but we're hoping to get on the water this weekend. So hopefully you'll see some fishing content coming up real soon in the new kayaks. But yeah, we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.